The following problem refers to a stock table for ABC Incorporated, a tire company given below. Use the stock table to answer the following questions. Where necessary, round the dollar amounts to the nearest penny. A asks what are the high and low prices per share for the past 52 weeks. So that would be here, the high and the low. The high and the low. If you owned 700 shares of stock, what dividend did you receive? So look for the dividend here at 2.84 per share. Since you had $78, yes, since you had 700 shares, it would be 700 times 2.84, and that was the total dividend you received for all of your stock. And C asks the question, what was the annual return for the dividends alone? How does this compare to a bank offering of 3% interest rate? Then you read a little bit further, you see that they're asking for the yield. The yield. And they ask, how does this compare? So they're asking for the yield. In this case, the yield was 1.2. Okay. For D, how many shares of this company's stock were traded yesterday? How many shares were traded yesterday? So we look at that one there, the volume traded, and that's in the hundreds. So you multiply that out times 100. See the per hundreds. So it's 5,915 times 100. Okay. And E asks the question, what were the high and low prices for a share yesterday? The high and low prices for a share yesterday. Here and here. What was the price at which a share traded when it closed yesterday? So when it closed yesterday, it closed at 61.59. What was the change in price for a share of stock from the market close 2 days ago to yesterday's market close? The net change is here. It's at 1.78. The last thing they ask is to compute the company's annual earnings per share using yesterday's closing price and the PE ratio. So we need to find the yesterday's closing price. So the yesterday's closing price right here, and the PE ratio is here, 17. So we plug those in, and that gets me my annual earnings per share. And then you round that to the nearest penny.